computer. There we go. So, what do you want to do? You want to talk about my trip, or you want to?
Let's talk
Yeah.
about your trip.
Yeah, let's talk about the trip.
Yeah.
It was. I first heard about it in October. Let me start from the beginning. I don't know if I told you this, but I heard about it late October, early November, something like that. And a few weeks before that, I bought a stock. One of those on the
Meme stocks or
one of those on the whim. I saw this ticker symbol and I thought, oh, I'm going to buy that. I very seldom do it, especially invest. I spent $5,000. I bought $5,000. That's very unusual for me. I think I've done it 3 times.
without really researching.
No, without really researching it. It was just based on a feeling. And the feeling that I got, I associate with Baba.
Okay.
So I thought, well, maybe something's up. And sure enough, when this trip is announced, the retreat alone was $5,000.
Mm.
And I thought, oh my God, $5,000. I just spent it on stock. I don't have $5,000 for the trip. But then I thought, I have to go because I can go to India and then Nepal and then India. So, but I'll never get another chance. So I decided to go for it. 2 weeks after I paid for it, they announced they were lower. They worked with a different agency and they lowered the price. They lowered the price $1,800, and that was what my ticket cost to Hyderabad and back. $1,800. So now I'm getting cocky. So I work with my friend Wayne from Oregon. I don't know if you guys know him. He's a longtime Baba lover. And he helps a lot of Baba lovers plan their trips to India. He's retired now. He was a travel agent, but he does it for free. He won't accept anything. So I was working with him to plot out a route I would like to take. And I thought, I'm just going to go for it. So we came up with this amazing plan of 27 days or 25 days, whatever it was.
Nice.
And yeah, and I thought I'm gonna plan it. We'll see what happens. Not long after that, the stock almost tripled.
Oh,
Paid for the entire trip.
oh
that's great.
The entire trip. So, Meher Baba, you are so good to me.
Hasn't
Very
something
nice.
like, maybe not as dramatic, but something happened before where your investments managed to pay for something?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this
twice.
is twice.
Yeah, once when it paid for my house in Martinez, California. It paid for it gave me the down payment, which I didn't have. I mean, I had just come out of the monastery a year before. Paid for the down payment and my closing costs. So it gave me the leap to get into a house. And I thought I'd never be able to do that again. The second time was when I got involved with Marymount, and they were opening this legacy project of trying to sustain it over time. I forget what it was. And I really wanted to participate in that. And I bought a stock called Baba.
Oh, I know that
I
stock.
remember that stuff.
You should have bought that and kept it because it went through the roof. But anyway.
Well, it went through the roof. Yeah. I sold it at its highest point.
Oh, really?
Or I didn't sold it. I gave it to them at its highest point. And when I gave them the stock, I said, it's now overpriced. So you've got to cash it in, which they did.
Oh,
So,
good for them.
yeah, it ended up to being a really nice legacy donation, and I felt really good about that. So those are the 3 times. It's always been something
I
related.
can't believe you was. I should have bought. I didn't listen to my I thought it was just my intellect saying go buy Baba.
Yeah,
So
I know. It was like
that's just
hard
silly,
to
but
pass up. Yeah, it was hard to pass up.
yeah, I
Yeah.
missed that one.
The one I missed was Zoom. I knew Zoom was going to go through the roof. There was no doubt in my mind, but I just didn't want to. I didn't have a goal for it, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes I really don't want to play.
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved with it,
Yeah.
but I
I mean,
have
I
to.
don't want to think about it.
Yeah,
Remind me of Monty buying the lottery or participating in the lottery, and Bob was saying, "Don't do that. You're taking all the bad sense scars from all those people."
yeah, I stopped
Wow.
doing that. Yeah.
Did she buy it?
I think she bought something and Baba made it lose, so she lost her money. And she was frustrated, and she went to Baba and complained. And Baba looked responsible and said something like, "I don't want you to win those things." But I
Yeah.
mean, that's not quite the same as buying a Baba stock.
Yeah.
No, it's not the same.
Yeah. But I think, I really feel like the veil is getting thinner and thinner, and when we get these hits,
You should
No,
pay
should act
attention
on
to
them.
them.
Yeah, pay attention and act on them. I mean, what do you got to lose?
Well, it's that or follow your ego mind, which is what we're
Yeah.
trying to get over.
Or worse, to follow you fear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Because it's not the same as some emotional
Yeah.
addiction or fear that you should follow that. These are little hints.
Yeah.
Wins, intuition.
Yeah.
my take would be it's okay to buy it, but don't set your heart on it and say, "Come on, Baba, I put my money in this. Now you have to make it work."
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That-
More like
Yeah, you have to buy it and let it go.
like the
that's
way you
right.
the way you
That's what I
describe
did.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Bought
It
it,
is
see what
good.
happens, and it happened. So
Yeah.
anyway, so I go, the tricky part was, I was traveling alone for the most part until I got to Nepal. So I kept thinking, Baba, how am I going to do this? It's hard for me to get around with my ankle. And then my hip started bothering me to make it worse. Baba, how am I going to do this? And I just kept getting this feeling like you are going to be taken care of. There's nothing to worry about. So, in spite of my fear, which I had some panic attacks over this from time to time, especially as it got closer, I went for it. But the one thing that I felt inspired to do was I thought I've got to try to minimize my walking as much as I can. And when you get in an airport, you can end up walking for miles, right?
And too fast.
And too fast, having to practically run and drag your luggage and God knows what. So I had seen this video on YouTube about seniors are now entitled to a wheelchair. If you're over 65, you can ask for a wheelchair. So I did that with all my tickets. I had it posted on all the tickets, wheelchair assistance needed.
Huh.
Well, that turns out to be absolute magic because you don't just get a wheelchair, you get an escort through
Yeah, and you get there
entire
early.
process. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to go right to the front of the lines. And the way they do it in the airports is, the person who brings you the wheelchair, they have an app on their phone and their badge. They scan their badge and they scan your ticket.
Yeah.
And that assigns them to you. So they're responsible to get you to the next handoff.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I spent more money on tips than anything else.
Yeah, and also assures you that person actually works for the airport and is not some.
Somebody's going to take you out. Yeah. It's funny because they all have these vests with tags on that say no tipping. But how can you tip some?
Yeah,
I mean, somebody takes you for a mile and a half.
I had the same thing whenever I've gone to the airport lately. I've always gotten a wheelchair, and I always tip.
But there's no charge for the service?
There's no charge, no.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, then you really want to.
Yeah, you really got to do it. And
And there are people
it was a
from,
pleasure.
at least in my case, there were people from Ethiopia and
Yeah.
people who didn't have a lot of money. And,
Exactly. Especially in India and Nepal.
you know,
I'd tip them 500 rupees. That's like $3.40 or something like that.
Oh,
I mean, and they'd be delighted. They'd be so happy.
you almost have to worry about not doing too much because you screw up the whole culture. But
Yeah, exactly.
a good amount, but not.
Yeah. And I'm a little bit suspicious of people's motives.
Mm.
It's just in my nature. But I'll tell you, these people were so kind and so loving. I don't even know how to express it. without crying.
I express it by you have reverse culture shock when you come back into this country.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
I'm back here
But
again.
even in this country, the people who are taking you around are not Americans.
Exactly. Yeah, they're
Typically,
not. Yeah, they're
or at
from
least
other
they're
cultures.
recent Americans, at least.
Yeah. And they're cultures that treat their elders with respect,
Yeah.
if nothing else.
So I guess you didn't have any odd feelings about being taken around in a wheelchair. You didn't work. That didn't bother you at all.
No, it bothered the hell out of me.
Oh, did? Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like I'm old.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to accept. You know,
Parts wearing out.
but
I have
then
to say, it didn't
would
bother me.
it would alternate with I deserve this. I've earned this.
Right.
I've been through a lot. So and you know, it caused my heart to burst. It really caused me to feel more love for so many people. So in that sense, it was a gift. Absolutely.
Well, they were helping you to get to Baba in a certain way, so that was helping them.
Absolutely. And, you know, it really felt like they were angels that he stationed along the way. You know, even if they weren't the ones who took me in the wheelchair, there were people all along the way who just wanted to help.
You described that, your health issue and that angel who helped you
Yep.
with the hospital. And
Yeah. I mean, these things are like unmistakable. You know, you can't deny it within yourself. And, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine here and telling her about one of my experiences, and she kept giving me reasons why it was probably something else. I mean, I felt, yeah, you know how it is, the skeptics.
Yeah, I know.
Finally, I never know what to say when somebody does that because it irritates me. And finally, I felt an inspiration from Baba. I said to her, well, you know, what you just said is a thought. I'm talking about an experience. And I think an experience carries more validity than the thoughts about somebody else's experience.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that's a nice enough way to say it.
Yeah.
I just started reading a book today. I haven't read it. I don't know why, but I've never read it. You've heard of I don't know, memoirs or something of a Zetetic?
Yeah,
That book. Yeah, I think
I've got that
No,
one.
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah. And it's just, and a little movie was made about it, Baba's most disobedient son, this guy.
Yeah.
But a Zetetic is someone who just is constantly asking questions and particularly doesn't believe anything unless it happens to him or her,
Yeah.
They have to have material experience.
Doubting Thomas kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see it when I believe it, or, I come from Missouri, so show me, or, stick. So the person just has to have their own experience.
Yeah.
Which is okay, because we're really, in the end, we're all really like that. We have to know it through our own experience.
And we're entitled to our own experience.
We are entitled to
We're
it. So
entitled
you could
to
say, you're a Zetetic, aren't you?
He's a TEDx you. I got a book for you to read.
Use a TEDx son of a bitch.
Now you're getting colorful.
You poor Zetetic son of a bitch.
You poor ZOB.
Yeah. You ZOB. Oh, I got to write that down. ZOB.
Zetetic.
ZSOB, I guess.
I guess, but
Zetetic of a bitch. Yeah.
It's a good book, but he keeps testing Baba. I almost get tired of it after a while because he keeps saying, well, Baba, if it's really this, I know I shouldn't do this, but one more test. And boom, Baba would just keep doing whatever.
Well, I guess he humored Bob. He's a very intelligent guy. I haven't read the book yet, but I've read the beginning, so it tells what it's going to be. But he sounds like an extremely educated guy, and he was just humoring.
It's a good read. It's a good read. I enjoyed the book, I have to say.
And it's coming up at the time when, I'm sort of getting faced with or facing whatever my attachments are to the intellect and academia or whatever. It's a perfect time for it to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, so much is changing, I think, for all of us. How, the energies are shifting and it keeps us a little bit off balance, and we're in an age of new discoveries about ourselves and others.
But I like this intuition you talk about, not just with the stock.
Yeah.
and other things. But like when you and your mates over there sort of said, there's something not right about this particular Buddhist monk. He's
Oh
one of
boy,
showing.
that was memorable. That was really profound. And I talked about a number of people with this because it was such a complex thing. I think there were 24 of us altogether. 18 of us went to see the monk. Some people were not feeling well. But everybody was having a profound experience over it, whether it was the conflict they felt internally or me about what I wish I had said to that monk. Like I keep, you know how you fantasize?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
only I had said to him, listen, buddy, I read Buddha's writings. I've read that a lot of it, and I never remember him talking about lust so obsessively. And this guy was that's the word he kept using over and over again. So anyway, that was quite an experience, but it turned out that the next day, or was it the same night? Oh, you know what? It was the same night. That night, we had another session together in our conference room in the hotel. And after dinner, some of the people in the group discovered a group of Zen Buddhist monks from Cambodia were staying overnight in the hotel. And they waited for them to come back from their trip to Mayadevi Temple. And it was like 9 o'clock at night. And they asked them if they would come and just chant with us for 20 minutes or something. It turned out like they did an hour and a half. And it was exactly what we needed. We did the chanting of the Pali refuges. We did a chant that I didn't know. And then they did a meditation with us and then gave us a sweet, sweet talk. So it was like the perfect.
So you got it cleaned right out.
We got it all right in the end. And now I just heard from the woman who was leading our retreat, Vivian. She said that she's heard from those monks and they have invited her to bring a group there to Cambodia whenever she feels like it, and they would host the group. So
it's I sort of see Baba's humor too. You go to the holy site, and then you get the real thing in the hotel lobby.
Exactly, in the hotel conference room. Oh, it was something. And everything about it was those kinds of magical experiences. There were some difficult times for me too, like the last 3 days actually in Pune. That was a hard time for me because I really was looking forward to Pune. And my memory of it was so locked in. It was such a beautiful memory of being there in the 1990. It was a completely different place. It's not the same. It doesn't exist. No wonder they changed the name,
Yeah.
Now it's this mega city with flyovers and elevated railroad trains, and you can't even the hotel I was in, which is like the most expensive hotel in the city, was a fortress.
Oh, right, with the
threats and
guards.
all that. And it was right next to the train station, which is an elevated, which came right by my window.
You pay for that.
I paid for that, yeah.
Well, I guess you kind of weird. You'd have to be able to look past all of that.
Yeah.
If you're on a pilgrimage and you're doing Baba's sites, you have to.
You have to focus in on what does Baba want me to experience.
Yeah.
And there was a good reason for it. I'll tell you, for me personally, when we were in Nepal it was like Kathmandu and Lumbini both felt like a homecoming to me. I felt like these people really are living proof of the heart energy. That really treat you like family, like long lost family. and are so happy for every little thing. The happiness is palpable, right? So one of the things we're talking about in our meditations, we're focused on two things, world peace and universal joy. Those were the two themes of the retreat. And universal joy is associated with the Buddha. It's his signature for him is universal joy. So I very much felt his presence. So when we went to Devi, which is where he was born, it was very powerful for me. And I'm in a wheelchair again because it was a long walk around this temple and to get through. And again, I was taken in and ahead of the line. So I got to this place where it's like a ramp that overlooks the ruins of this building where he was. And down below was the stone where he first was born, where they laid him when he was first born. And it was really intense. For me, it felt very much like my first time going into Baba's bedroom in Myrtle Beach, or his samadhi in India. Just the uncontrollable crying, sobbing, like, that sob of a child that's separated from its mother. It's that deep, deep sob. Oh boy, whew. Still feel it a little bit, and just emptied me out. Emptied me out completely. I was exhausted at the end of that, but filled me up then quickly with a lot of joy. The next day, though, we were doing a meditation, and I forget what the meditation was. Oh, the meditation was on your higher heart, focusing on your higher heart, which is, the sacred heart of Jesus, or it's represented in various religions. And in my meditation, I get into this thought pattern of people always say to me, "You have such a beautiful heart." And I thought, wait a minute, I don't experience my heart like that. I want to see my own heart. So that was my prayer. I said, I want to see my heart. And it did not happen.
Nah.
By the end of it, I was bereft. That wish Baba never gave me, never fulfilled for me. Seemed like a simple thing.
Yeah.
On the plane home from, 15 hours from Singapore to LA, I'm watching, there's a lot of time to kill. I'm watching on the little TV screen, I see an offering from Brene Brown. Brene Brown, do you know who she is?
Yeah, I know.
Brene Brown. And it was called The Atlas of the Heart. It was an HBO series that she did, 5 parts, 5 hours. Oh my God. As I'm watching it, I'm hearing this voice saying, this is how you see your heart. You're not an image person. Showing your heart isn't going to do anything for you. You'll just throw it off as another vision. It doesn't mean anything. This is how you see your heart. And what she does in that is, you would love it, David, because she takes and breaks down psychologically and linguistically how our labeling of emotions affects the brain and our whole system. Like the difference between calling something, I don't know, fearless and calling it courageous, or I don't remember what they were.
Right.
But it is done so powerfully. I cried through the whole thing. So if you have HBO Max, I don't know if you do.
Yeah, I do. So tell me the name of it again.
It's called Atlas of the Heart. And it's Brene Brown. It is really powerful. So I highly recommend it. But that was my.
So you got your answer.
I got my answer, and I felt seen and heard, because I knew the way it broke it down. That's my way. You know, that's my way to absorb things. I have to see the minutia and be able to walk through it in that kind of way in order to really get it. So it's beautiful.
That's funny because some people just want a vision, but visions
Vision
they
still
can
does it for me.
they can fade and they're just here and gone. Or
Well, I think they might surprise you and maybe shake you up a little bit, but for the most part, my experience, I've had visions maybe my whole life.
yeah,
And for that reason, it doesn't have meaning for me.
Yeah.
Right. It's just something, my brain burped.
So did you see all 5 parts on the plane?
I saw all four, the first 4 parts. The 5th one I have queued up. I want to watch it this week, and I want to watch the whole series again.
Oh, yeah.
It was so powerful for me.
Didn't she do a lot of work like with corporate stuff too? Is that the same person?
Yeah.
Trying armored versus yeah.
She's really good. She's really good. I've seen her before in various places, but this one really was exactly what I needed to wrap up my trip in a very personalized ribbon.
Bob has people doing spiritual work even if they don't necessarily know Bob.
Exactly.
Not a requirement.
He uses everything. Yeah. So, well,
there was a nice article in the Glow. Periodically, I take out a bunch of glows and have them sitting around, and there was one about the heart, the spiritual heart, and it was very good. It had a lot of things, sort of scientific observations about certain ratios, as I recollect. But
is that a recent one?
I doubt it. It was probably one out of my massive stack of glows. If I find it sitting around, I'll let you know what issue it was.
Okay, let me know. Yeah. I mean, I'm so glad they're digital now. So I don't have to.
Yeah, but we don't have all the old ones to.
Yeah, we don't have all the old ones digitized. But eventually it will be.
Did you go onto the Bodhi? Is the Bodhi tree still there, or what's left of it, or what is it?
I went to the Bodhi tree. It was
it's not the same tree.
Yeah.
It is?
Yes. Both of them. The one where he was born, which is really raggedy. The one he was born under, his mother held on to the branch of the tree over the lake. Pond rather. And that one is there. It's right at Maya Devi temple. But the other one is in Varanasi, where he taught under the Bodhi tree. And I have pictures of that in my missives.
Yes, I saw that one.
Yeah, that one.
Is that the one where he was supposedly attained Buddhahood?
Yeah. Oh wait, he was enlightened there. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the one he taught under was actually in some other place. I forget. Yeah, I get them confused. So yeah, it was really some powerful stuff for me, and I'll never forget. I'll never be the same. Whatever.
It's been a long time coming. This is maybe like a whole circle with your Buddhist.
It really is, yeah. And
completing that in a way, bringing them to get Baba Buddha.
Exactly. I talked about it as the crossroads of Baba and Buddha for me. So
was there
go ahead.
Like some split with them beforehand that or not completely integrated?
I always felt they were connected. But this for me was more like that I was connecting it for the world. That's how I think that's an important connection that Baba is making, that Buddhism is one of the beads on his necklace, in the string. It's important to see the connections in their teachings.
I always felt it was central in my mind. The Samadhi has the 4 religions around it, and I always felt the dome. Actually, the center was Buddhism.
Oh, really?
That's just what I
Oh, I
felt. You know,
like that.
that there's a sense that if you do the actual Buddha thing, you just sit. There's no religion to follow. You just
Yeah. Yeah. It's the straight stuff.
sit straight till it's done.
Undiluted. Yeah.
Yeah, undiluted. But then then it's developed different ones that have even a worship aspect and a name aspect, and then all these other things. But I always felt that that's it. It's interesting that he didn't have Judaism directly represented.
Yeah, it is interesting.
And no avatar specifically associated with Judaism, I don't think.
Yeah, there aren't.
Well, Abraham, if you take
but somehow he didn't make it in the list of the 7.
Well, I think he's before. I think, technically he's supposed to be before. And then Lee Bao said that. But it doesn't make sense with our historical understanding. Everything happens at 1500 BC. They're all there. But Baba said Zoroaster was like really long time ago. And then it was rejuvenated, if you will, with Moses, who apparently was a 6-plane saint acting a part, like what usually a perfect master would do. This is what I've gathered. I don't know if it's right.
But he was a minor incarnation. Well, he wouldn't be a minor incarnation. There's nothing minor about Moses.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's that. But Baba said it was the 7 major incarnations he wanted us to concentrate on for some reason. Mm-hmm. And he had Judaism folded into or coming out of Zoroastrianism for some reason.
Oh, interesting.
And then you have Zoroastrianism, then you go with the Judeo-Christian Islamic, that's a line.
Yeah.
Those all together. And then you go the other way to Hinduism and Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
Because they
Having
all
said that, I've been to Jerusalem, and I've been to Mecca and Medina. But I couldn't get into Mecca because I went in the back door of Medina, but I couldn't get into Mecca because they had big signs, Christians stay away. A big detour sign for Christians.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But
yeah, I mean, one of my dreams was always to go to Jerusalem, but I don't think it's going to be possible in this lifetime.
Jerusalem is a fabulous place, I have to say. It's just
real bad timing right now, but yeah.
Well, it seems it comes up, every time it came up for me, there would be a possibility there would be some.
And who knows what's going to happen? You got some holy sites that are like on shaky ground right now.
Yes, they are.
Well, we were there. We were there, and East Jerusalem was so Arab. It was almost disappointing. I was thinking there would be more Jewish feel to it, but it was so Arab.
Really?
And the whole place. And I said, but I'd really like to experience some Jewish culture. And they said, well, you have to go to West Jerusalem for that.
Wow.
Huh.
And I went to West Jerusalem, but then they wouldn't take me back to East Jerusalem.
Oh my God.
They wouldn't. And I finally said, look, I'll pay you triple. Just get us there. He drove like a bat out of hell to get us over there.
Oh my God.
Said, get out, get out, get out. And then he raced away because
tossed you out.
East Jerusalem is really an Arab city.
Tuck and roll.
And it was interesting to see that.
Mm.
Yeah, there's such a tribal energy to those places.
Yeah.
Which, well, whatever. Culture is sanskaras like anything else.
Right.
Well, let's see. I think that's about. Oh well, I don't know if you read the most, the one that where I went to Baba's samadhi.
That's what I wanted to hear about.
Yeah, that was the one. That was very powerful because Pune is just hell realm. I mean, the noise, the traffic, the heat, the driving, which is brutal. I mean, it's not a game of inches; it's a game of micrometers or whatever. Yeah, so tiny.
I was there in Pune in 2012, and it was busy, but I wouldn't say it didn't sound quite as hectic as you're describing.
Oh my God! Yeah.
But it was certainly a disappointment to go to Guru Prasad and see that there was just a little tiny.
Yeah, it's
memorial,
like a little shrine area, like a single room, kind of small.
Yeah, there's a little hotel there called the Guru.
Did you go to
no.
Baba House or Baba Jan's tomb in Pune? No.
I did, yeah.
And
I went there, and they wanted me to pay more money than I offered. They gave me some packets of her Duni ash, which was nice. I mean, it was nice.
Yeah.
But then they said, then they wanted me to, and I offered them some money, but then they wanted some more money, and kind of wasn't a great feeling.
Interesting. Well, I was lucky. I had my friend Kushnam. She lives in Mumbai, and her friend who he does driving. He drives a lot of Baba lovers around, and he arranged for a driver for me in Varanasi too, who saved my life. So in some ways, he was like really good to me and looked after me while I was sick. But so they came up, Kushnam, and there's a story about it in one of the missives about what she was going through because she wanted to come to the US for a wedding for her.
Oh yeah, that was huge.
That was very strange. So that trip to Pune, I lost my voice because the pollution is unbelievable, right? So I'm still having throat trouble when I think about it. I start to choke. But when we went to Baba's Samadhi, I felt like that whole trip was for her from the very beginning. It's like he was letting me know. I felt he was letting me know, pay attention to Krishna. She's having a really hard time. And she wasn't revealing it to me. So it was gradually coming out as we're driving, because it's a 4.5 hour drive from Pune to Baba's Samadhi. She's gradually revealing to me how much pain she was in over this. She was terrified of flying. She had to fly over Kuwait. It was going to cost, the tickets were like $5,000 each.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
More. And included 2 stops that she was afraid of. So anyway, she was really in a state. And when I came out of the Samadhi and I'm walking back to the car, I had this vision of Baba. Because I kept asking him while I was in there, Baba, please, she's in so much pain, please turn the key for her. And as I'm walking, I have this vision of Baba, and he hands me a golden key. He hands it to me in the vision. So as soon as we get in the car, I felt like, oh, wow, he's given me the opportunity to pass the key on to her. So it just came out of my mouth. I said to her, if I were you, I would say to my husband, you were right from the beginning. You were right. We can't do this. It's insane. And as soon as I said that to her, I'm looking in her eye and I can see the light come on inside of her.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that turned the key. Not 10 minutes later, not 5 minutes later, her phone rings. It's her husband. And he's complaining about, he's still trying to find these tickets. And she says, I see now that you were right. We can't do this. And the whole thing changed between them. You could feel they were actually in bliss, having this blissful conversation about what they could do instead of going on this trip that just was insane.
That's so great.
It's such a beautiful story because it's like not supernatural. Baba has worked through these natural ways. I mean, you have your visions and your inner, your inner world, but he just let it be totally natural. You spoke
let it unfold.
What you felt.
Yeah. And he only revealed to me what I needed to know each moment.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't like I was on a mission. It was more like
right. None of this ego, like I'm a disciple who's on this mission. So
I'm an agent. No, none of that stuff. It was more like, just I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then Baba has to do it. And I go, where did that come from? It came from him.
Yeah. Well, so your words, your energy, but your mouth to her ears, and then he.
Exactly. Yeah. But, there was no question in my mind that those words were put in my mouth. It was so clear because it wasn't like a thought. It was like it just came out. So it was very special for me to be able to do that for my dear friend who I haven't seen in 3 or 4 years now. But it was wonderful.
It's sort of like we pray to Baba, here's it. And he goes, yeah, okay, good. You do it.
Here.
You do it. Here's the key. You do it.
Here's the key. Turn the key. What have I been teaching you all this for?
I used to have a good boss like that. I'd go to him with a big problem and I'd lay it all out very carefully and say, great, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. What are you going to do? Exactly. I think that's one of the.
And it is a good technique if you're a boss. You
It
just
is.
don't have to take everything on. But Baba is a master of that.
Master of that.
Well, I also think it's spiritually significant because, one of the things that I had this long conversation with somebody in Nepal about this, it really, really has been powerful for me is that there are 3 steps. First you receive information, then you integrate it. And then the third thing you have to do to really manifest is put it in action.
Yeah.
Some sort of action. And that is manifestation. Action is manifestation. Speech is manifestation.
Or it's like Baba talks about theory and practice.
That's
Sound
it.
practice is more important than,
Yeah.
endless analyzing the theory, trying to get.
Yeah. And I think when we take that action, we prove to the universe, okay, we're ready to move forward.
Right, because it was another thing, Baba said, you have enough to take the next step, to act on the knowledge you have. And it's then you can see different, not from where you are. You get to take that step, then you can see, and then you can take the next step.
Exactly.
We want to tell me what the next 10 steps are in the destination, exactly how I got to get there. And then you
Tell
go,
me how long it's going to take. What are the steps?
Yeah.
Want
Are
all
you
that
sure I have food here? Do I have a
that way? Yeah. Yeah. It really is, leap of faith all the way.
And then it becomes simple and natural. It's a little bit like the discourses versus reading the material from the 20s.
Yeah.
You get a lot of the detail from the 20s, but it's sort of simply laid out.
Right. And very practical and
Very
perceivable. So, well, that's about all I can think of for now. I mean, the group I was with, they were so loving and so kind to each other. There was never a moment of tension with anybody, and it was all just open-heartedness. And I feel like I came away with, so many gifts from all of them, friendship, and now I have friends all over the world. Having a hard time keeping up with them though, because everybody's in a different time zone.
Oh.
And I hate that.
Just another subject, but while you were gone, I got this book and it's kind of good.
In Search of Grace, Ursula Reinhardt.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know.
It's the first half of it is very adventurous, where she's selling drugs and traveling the world.
Yeah,
and
she was something. Yeah.
Finally meets Baba after going to Japan and selling drugs to American soldiers and then ending up in Vietnam during the war at the Mekong Delta. Yeah. They had this idea they were going to go up the Mekong River into Cambodia. That was not a good idea. Oh, anyway, she ends up going back and meets Baba. Mm-hmm. Baba says, no more drugs. So she supposedly gives up drugs, but she actually describes a couple of relapses. And then later she discusses the whole Jim Mackay thing, which I didn't know much about, but it's a good book. It's very readable.
Is it new, or it's been out a few years?
Yeah, it's new. It came out this year.
I remember seeing it. Yeah, I remember.
I think it came out in January or February.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, I thought so. Because I've heard her story, and I know she.
Right, her story was out earlier, but she just finally got the book.
She told, and she was also part of that, whatever that ring the bell thing is, when they were all worried about the Sufis, whatever they call it.
Right, yeah, that whole thing, and then she describes that in some.
Yeah. So I knew.
Yeah, she was very involved with. She was on the board of Marymount for a while, and she quit.
She was a Sufi too herself before that.
Yeah, so she does know her. And this is amazing. It's sort of like one of those stories, not the Zetetic, but there's another book written by the same person, and also Keith Gunn is involved with it. It's like In Search of God or Baba Lovers. It's all about Indian stories of Indian Baba lovers. Mm-hmm. And what made me think of it is you're saying selling drugs to Americans. Like, how far off can you be? This guy was like into being a false saint. He learned all this stuff about magic. This is a different person. Mm. But one of the Indian Baba lovers, he very heady, and he learned all this stuff about magic and illusion, and then he exposed all of these false saints.
Oh, wow.
And they almost killed him, because they hated him. But not only that, the followers hated him. He tells it in a very humble and funny way, but because the followers had hope in this saint, and he exposed them. We hate you for ruining our. So then he gets so upset. He's only like 23 years old. He gets so upset, he becomes a false saint himself and has people worshiping him and pouring water on his feet and drinking the water. I mean, he went the whole thing. And then he got upset with that, and he ends up with Baba, and the whole thing is cleared up. I mean, he does like the worst things you can imagine.
Yeah.
Got that out of the way, though.
But then because I guess he was actually a true seeker. Maybe he had some power thing, but he was really trying to find something.
Yeah.
So we started off the completely wrong direction, but that's okay. It takes the momentum and turns him.
Well, kind of a parallel with Ursula.
Well, that's what made me think of it.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, a parallel.
Well, Milarepa did some bad turns too back in the day.
Oh yeah, he's one of the
notoriously, yeah.
The occult people, the dark magic.
Right.
He used the power.
It was revenge, so I mean, there was a reason for it, but still.
Oh yeah, a good reason, revenge.
Yeah.
Ward Parks said,
"God save us from good reasons."
Ward Parks was talking about the changing of the ethics systems over the years, and he said how revenge was one. Maybe I heard that in this group. Revenge was a legitimate spiritual good at one point. For your family, you had to prove yourself by acting to revenge their grievances.
Oh, wow.
And if you didn't, that would be a bad sanskara, but it was a good sanskara if you acted to revenge.
It was part of the whole culture, yeah. It's part of like the law, how you balance the karma or something.
Right.
Well, folks.
All right.
Shall we wrap it up? Anything else you want to do? Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. Let's say our prayer, and then I'll stop the recording and we can end it up. Beloved God, help us all
to love you
more
and more
and more
and more and still yet more. We become worthy of union with you.
And help us all to hold fast the
Baba's Daman
till
the very end.
Avatar, Meher
Baba, T. J. Just one more comment.
Yeah.
The book Diary of a Zetetic mentions that every time he asks for Baba, Baba always hears it and always responds. And so I think every time we pray that beloved's prayer, Baba hears it and responds. I don't know how, but...
Well, there's probably, if we really studied it, there's probably a little nudge.
Right.
Each time, something that's specific.
Beautiful.
On that
nice
note.
way to end. Yeah, let me stop the recording.